My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Warcraft. And this is a movie that I never loved, I never even liked it, but I did find people were being way too harsh on it. I thought the human stuff was absolutely terrible, but I remember really liking the Orc storyline. So I was curious to see if on this latest rewatch, if I was going to like this movie more. And nope, I hate it way more now. I was wrong to defend it ever. It is as bad as you've heard. But this movie is as forgettable as they come. I watched it last night and I'm already struggling to think of what to say and what even happened in it. It just leaves no sort of impact whatsoever. There is some potential with the humans fighting the orc storyline. That could have been interesting in this green magic that corrupts people. That could have been interesting. And I like some of the creature designs, especially that one orc who's hunched over and then he takes off the hood and he's a bigger guy. I do like the idea of that, but in the execution of everything, it just all falls completely flat. Just not a single character stands out in any way. You've got yourself Travis Fimmel, who is as dull as they come in this movie. He has zero character. You've got Dominic Cooper, who I don't think has any character either. He's incredibly bland and boring in this movie. You've got yourself Ben Foster, an actor who I do really like. I think he's great in 3:10 to Luma and Hell or High Water, and there's a number of other performances that I really like him in. But here, he just has nothing to work with. Like, he's a crazy, evil wizard. Like, go all out, have fun with it, but it's just a very boring performance. I do kind of like how in the end he starts to look more demonic, but the effects aren't great and they should have gone practical. So there's that. You've also got Toby Kebbell, and I guess he's fine, I guess. Paula Patton, who I really liked in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, but yeah, she's not too good here. One thing I don't like about any of the orc characters is that because they've got those two big teeth sticking out, they talk like this, and they just make it so difficult to understand them. It's a bit more realistic that way, but I'm still not sure if that was the right direction to go. But yes, all these performances are completely flat. None of them elevate these boring characters, so there's just nothing to connect with. There's nothing to gravitate towards because you couldn't care less about what happens to anyone. Things are just happening for the sake of it because there's no emotional core. And I thought the world building was lacking as well. There's so many names and places just thrown at you, and it just feels like exposition overload. And it's just impossible not to think about how this maybe should have been a TV show. If you really wanted to make this big epic fantasy, I think that would have been the proper direction to go. But that said, Lord of the Rings did it, so I don't see why this movie couldn't have. It's just because Lord of the Rings has excellent writing, while this movie has piss poor writing. And just everything going on story-wise just has zero bit of impact. All these places, all these names, all these characters, you don't care about any of them. No one or no place seems clearly defined. And then when you talk about the visuals of this movie looks hideous. The CGI looks like a video game cutscene and not a very good video game cutscene. It just sticks out like a sore thumb and it never looks convincing. There's no texture, there's no depth to any of the creature designs, and it also has way too polished of a look to it. There's no grit, there's no atmosphere, and it just looks too clean to the point where it takes me out of the movie. So, what is there to even say about this movie? You can see some potential, but it's got bad, boring characters that you don't care about. It's lacking in any real story. There's no emotion. It's ugly to look at. It's poorly made. This movie is just a misfire in every possible way. I watched it last night. I'm starting to forget now, and I'll probably never watch it again. It was way worse than I remember, and it's just not a movie you should watch. So I'm going to go ahead and give Warcraft a 2 out of 10. It's just, I watched it and I thought it was the most boring, forgettable movie I've watched in quite a while. So anyways, maybe you liked it. If you did, let me know what you did like about it in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment. Yes, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin